Nigerians, make una wake up. Ndibo Kwenu, this is for you. It is a shame that your brother, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is still in captivity. Yet, bandits are roaming around the streets. Terrorists are roaming around the streets, are holding press conferences. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who there is no substantial evidence that he has even buyed anybody, is the person that is still in captivity for years. The man who even kept him in captivity has left this world. Muhammadu Buhari of blessed memory has left the world, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in captivity. The Eastern governors, they are saboteurs. Yes, I said it. The Eastern governors are saboteurs. The problem that Nigeria is having is partly because the Eastern governors did not back their own. Yes. If the Eastern governors come together as one and unite and build the East, forget about agitating for anything, Biafra. Let them come back home and develop their home. Automatically, that agitation for Biafra will just become, you understand? Because already you have built a world of your own. You understand? So automatically it is what it is. There's no need of agitating, begging anybody for anything. No need to beg anybody for anything. It's not by force. You understand? Yes, because I am not from the East, but I have seen the level of marginalization. I am a Nigerian. Because I'm not from the East, I'm not from the, I'm not an Igbo man, rather. I'm not a Yoruba man, I'm not a Hausa man. Does not mean that I'm not a Nigerian. Yes.
Yeah, well, actually, that's a very good question. Everything else considered, we have seen a particular common factor from 2021 when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, a certain pattern in those social media remarks or criticisms that you refer to. They are not remarks or criticisms, they are pure, bare-faced, vile blackmail and a tissue of mischief coming from a certain quarter that has been identified and unmasked. That we do not want to call them by their names does not mean we don't know who they are. But I can tell you a few things that can point you to who they are. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned in July 2021, I stepped forward and said he wasn't extradited. That was what everybody was talking about. People had limited understanding of what extraordinary rendition meant. I practiced law in America for several years, and the first extraordinary renditions were being done by U.S. government and Israeli government. And I know it's unconstitutional. I know it creates barrier to prosecutions and trials. I knew these things. I studied it. So when I saw how he was forced into Nigeria, I knew right there that trial or prosecution would turn out to be impossible. And I spoke about it publicly. The same set of people that are still blackmailing me and members of the legal team and members of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family and people like you, and they also are, blackmailing some of our brothers from Ontario, Canada, who have been very, very vocal, and those in North America. The same set of people publicly took up on me, and some of them were calling me a crazy American lawyer with crazy ideas that wouldn't sell. Some were even saying that my mountain extraordinary rendition is a coded message to God knows who, to do Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in. That defense, I was suggesting that line of defense that I knew it was doomed to fail. But lo and behold, that was the argument that won the case at the Court of Appeal. I stand here to tell you proudly that I wrote that part of argument on extraordinary rendition because I had the best understanding of it. The next best person, or the next person that had a good understanding of it, was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, because I took all the materials to him, at the DSA detention facility, and the man is very smart. He's a quick learner. So he read it up and he agreed with me. And in fact, he suggested some lines of argument, which the Court of Appeal adopted. It's not as if I'm taking credit or anything. I'm just giving you a historical background. So the same people that criticized that defense are also the same people that came out and started celebrating the victory based on that defense. That is very duplicitous and very evil. It's the same people that also criticized me or blackmailed me when I went to the High Court of Abia State to seek justice against the federal government and in favor of Nnamdi Kanu for that Python dance.
Sure.
They were making fun of the trial and giving the defense, the federal government, keys, certain coded keys, and some of them not so coded, on how to defend the lawsuit. They did and they failed. And the victory came. And they kept quiet. Some of them just came out and said, 1 billion only, it should have been 100 billion. But they criticized the lawsuit or they blackmailed me. Then the second victory that came from Federal High Court Omahia suffered the same fate with them as well. Because all these things are public information. The internet doesn't lie. They go after me when I take these steps. They call me all kinds of names and everything. And then when the case is won, they begin to celebrate. They are double-faced. They celebrate. They use the fruits of these cases to make cases for themselves or overseas, because these cases prove that members of IPOB in Nigeria are prone to persecution,
Yes.
or that they possess a political opinion which the government of the day in Nigeria, or at least the past government, was seeking to suppress by means of punishment of some sort. These victories that I scored underscore that point. And some of these people blackmailing me are using the thing to be prosecuting successful asylum applications around the world. I mean, what greater evil can you see than that? And the same thing goes for the High Court of Enugu State. When I succeeded under very difficult conditions and everything, I have faced a lot of threats to my safety and everything. Handling these cases and still keeping my head on my shoulder, it can only be by the grace of God. I have aged, exponentially since 2021 when I took on these cases. I wasn't looking this elderly. It has taken a toll on me, but I walk happily, stoically, and very proudly. And I am here to win, not to gossip on the internet. So when I filed the Enugu case, seeking to declare that decision, to declare IPOB a terrorist group, they were blackmailing me and say, you're not IPOB lawyer. You're not IPOB lawyer. Come on, man. I mean, how can you quarrel with success? I'm fighting for you and you're telling me I'm not an IPOB lawyer. If I'm a lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu briefed me, everybody knows that. And then automatically I'm an IPOB lawyer, is the leader of IPOB, and you're saying that he's your leader as well. So why are you crossing that? Sometimes I face challenges in court because the federal government will seize on that and file a motion challenging my rights to file the case, and they'll be filing all this evidence, and I overcome them anyway. But we won the case in Enugu, and the rest is history. And they turned around and latched on the case, and they celebrate the case, but they were against me, issuing all kinds of blackmails and everything. And but the unfortunate thing is that the government that we file these cases against and other non-state actors aligning with the government, they seize on these blackmails to question some things or to undermine what we are doing, and even try to undermine Nnamdi Kanu. That has happened on many occasions. Everything cannot be in the public, but we have fought a very big battle, not only to confront the legalities of the case and the difficulties inherent in marshalling defenses, but also to combat or diminish the impact of these people that are blackmailing lawyers and blackmailing Nnamdi Kanu indirectly and undermining his case while using his photograph, his image, as their DP or display picture on their social media accounts. That is the trick they are using. So when you click on it, you see the picture of Nnamdi Kanu, and a lot of them, have spam accounts. We did investigations. One of them could have like 50 or 20 or 30 spam accounts with different phone numbers emanating from all kinds of countries. So to trace that their spam is difficult, but we have traced that. So they can come and on social media and post something and say, Chidi has turned a white man. And then he will use his 10 or 15 other spam accounts to quickly go in there and agree with the falsehood he has just posted. That is the trick they are using. And we found that we have a whole dossier of intels on them. And at the right time, it will be made public. Perhaps as soon as Nnamdi Kanu is released and is aware of what we are talking about. Some people are saying incommunicado, dungeon, whatever, but we do have access to him, and he does get full briefing from us. He's a man of intelligence and a man of contemplation and tact through very impeccable sources. He knows what is going on. He knows where it's coming from. He knows the purpose, the hidden purpose, even when you're, abusing his image or mouthing or touting him as your leader, but you do things that undermine him directly or indirectly. He knows all these things. He's not a foolish man. So what we have now as official policy of the legal team is to ignore. We cannot engage any miscreant there or any non-state actor using Nnamdi Kanu's picture and masquerading as an ally or as a Biafran, and then using that platform to undermine what we're doing. We figured it out, and they are not going to be engaged, because engaging them is to make them more popular, if not more notorious, and give them more visibility. So we are keeping our eyes on the ball, and we are going to prevail at the end of the day. And our client, the alpha male himself, Nnamdi Kanu, supports this official policy of ignore. Thank you.
Guys, many Nigerians are now reacting to October 20th, which many Nigerians have said that is the day that are going to come out to protest for Nnamdi Kanu's release. This is not time for people to start claiming, oh, I'm a Biafran, oh, I love Nnamdi Kanu. It is time to use 20th October to come and showcase how much you love Nnamdi Kanu. Like, a lot of people are saying that what this government are doing to Nnamdi Kanu is injustice. It is really injustice. Is it because of he's an Igbo man? Just take a look at Sunday Igbo. He has been released a very long time ago. And even recently, the government granted a presidential pardon. That is, Bola Ahmed Tinubu granted a presidential pardon to a murderer, a woman who murdered her husband in 2017. And all of a sudden, President Tinubu granted her a presidential pardon. Whereas Nnamdi Kanu is still in continuous detention. It's not even that he's a criminal. Honestly, guys, this is now getting, too much. And that's why Nigerians are saying that we must protest on October 20th for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do wait to hit the subscribe button, like, and share this video. So, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again in my next video.